Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex here. Today we are here with a brand new F1 2015 series. This is the F1 2015 Lewis Hamilton career mode. Now I think for most people you might be thinking this will be a very easy career mode, but for me I'm slightly slower than the Legend AI, so it should make this series interesting and slightly different to people that are probably better at the game than me. So hopefully this will be an interesting series. We have switched over to PC, so the gameplay should look a bit nicer, the quality should be a bit nicer, and also my driving should be a little bit better as well. Now I've also got an F1 2015 giveaway specifically for this series, so basically all you need to do for this one is go and follow my Twitch channel. So when we reach 2,000 followers on my Twitch channel, we will be giving away another copy of F1 2015 to one of you guys who leaves a comment on this video telling me your favourite driver once again. So all you need to do, follow me on Twitch, which is linked in the description, basically a live streaming service. I will be doing like F1 2015 MotoGP live streams over on there, so it's worth a follow anyway. And also leave a comment on this video telling me what your favourite or who your favourite driver in F1 2015 is. Anyway, let's get into qualifying. You can see it's already started. It's obviously one-shot qualifying once again. I'm not sure, have they updated it now so that you can run like a 20-minute qualifying session or 3-part qualifying session in a 25% race? I'm not sure. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below whether that is the case, but this is the big mistake on our qualifying lap. There you can see we go too fast into the corner and lose a lot of time. We weren't that far behind Rosberg until that point, but we outbraked ourselves there and really messed it up for us here. So through the fast left-hander and through the fast right-hander here, maybe slightly corner cutting there, but still it didn't give us a corner cutting penalty, so we'll just go with it towards the end of this lap here. We've got to make sure this last sector here that we get this one right, otherwise we're not going to be starting very high up whatsoever. And obviously in a Mercedes you need to target front row maybe as minimum, so it's going to be a tough season for me here. There will be tracks where I probably do outperform the AI slightly, ones where you've seen in the past that I do go well. Then of course there'll be other tracks like Singapore where I won't be very good at all, so it'll balance itself out throughout the whole season. But anyway, you can see there we have finished in 5th place in qualifying, which is obviously a bit disappointing. We had been expecting at least a front 2 rows of the grid, but we only start on the front of row number 3, so that is definitely a little bit disappointing. That mistake in the middle sector definitely did cost us for this Grand Prix. But anyway, we should have a little bit better race pace, and as long as it's not like rainy or anything. But yeah, here we are. You can see nearly a second down Nico Rosberg. We should do a little bit better in the race. Let's hope so at least. But anyway, let's head over to Anthony Davidson and David Croft for the race preview.
Hello and welcome from Albert Park, Australia for today's race. And I think it's shaping up to be a classic. What a great start to the season for Nico Rosberg. He's on pole for today's race. He'll be delighted with how qualifying went yesterday, but knows there's a lot of hard work to come before he can secure that race win.
Well, Nico will be focused on the task at hand. He's on pole position, he's proven his speed, and if he can just stay out in front, he should be able to create a gap. So I think he's got a good chance of victory today, as long as he has no car issues along the way.
It was a disappointing day for Fernando Alonso yesterday. He's starting further down the grid than he would have liked, but he'll still be hoping for a strong result today.
Well, Fernando is a great starter, and he'll be looking to make up a few places on that first lap to try and get himself back into a position that he's more familiar with.
Right then, here we are for the Australian Grand Prix, and it's raining, so maybe we won't have that great race pace. But anyway, ready for the lights to come on here in Australia to get this Australian Grand Prix underway. They're out and away we go. The initial start isn't that great, but we seem to be gaining a bit of time in the second phase of the start. Here you can see we're closing in on the cars in front, and then into turn 1 we take a bit of a wide line in, and Bottas makes contact with Sebastian Vettel, and I run into the back of them there, and that moves myself up into 3rd place. But we got an illegal overtake on Vettel, but that's gone away, so we're into 3rd place for this Australian Grand Prix. I think Bottas was trying to go a little bit too tight into the corner, and then just couldn't keep obviously the grip through the corner, and managed to sort of slide wide and hit Vettel, and then I was just coming in a bit too fast and hit the back of Vettel. Maybe I slightly tapped him around, I'm not too sure there. But anyway, we're into 3rd place. We haven't got a penalty, so we'll take it. 3rd place, and now trying to catch down Kimi Raikkonen in 2nd place. Obviously would expect to be behind Sebastian Vettel in general sort of circumstances, but today, obviously after Vettel's spin at turn number 1, he's in 2nd place, and he's holding the fort up for Ferrari here today. So right, you can see the gap to Nico Rosberg is just going out all the time. He's had a really good first lap here. Kimi Raikkonen obviously in 2nd place, probably about 2.5 2.5 seconds already behind him here. We'll see through this sector here. It hasn't come up anyway, but first lap here, it's all about trying to keep the pace to Raikkonen and see if we can match it in these rainy conditions. I was sort of not expecting really to have good race pace in the wet conditions, so really I was like, try and get past Raikkonen here and maybe hold him up for the rest of the race. That was sort of the general idea I was having at this point, because I thought there's no way we're going to have a battle with Nico Rosberg in this race. He's just too fast. So anyway, around a penultimate corner here, steer it in. Obviously you can see my steering lock on PC isn't exactly set up right, so I steer like full lock through some corners where you definitely don't need to, but at the moment I sort of enjoy it like how it is, so maybe I won't change it. I know it's a little bit weird to watch, but at the end of the day, if it's effective for me, maybe I'll just keep using it. But anyway, Kimi Raikkonen, we've gained a bit of time on him through turn 1. You can see there's a bit of carbon fibre through turn 1 actually on the ground, so maybe do they get punctures on carbon fibre? I don't even know in this game. Maybe you do. Maybe that's one of the improvements they've got in the game. I'm not too sure. But it'd be cool, at least if you can get punctures through driving through carbon fibre. But anyway, Kimi Raikkonen is right in front of us here. Can we manage to make a move on this lap? I'm not too sure. We're close enough to definitely make a move. Are we going to make a move down the inside here? No, we were thinking about it, but we didn't have quite have enough speed through the last corner to quite have a good enough run to get past Kimi Raikkonen here. But we're in the slipstream once again. Surely we're going to look for a move down the inside here, but no, once again he brakes a little bit later than us and he manages to get a good run, and we run a little bit wide actually through there. Not the greatest run through that corner, but thanks to the slipstream, I mean, I know it's rainy conditions and all that, but you still get a bit of help from the slipstream here. Kimi Raikkonen manages to stay in front, but we take a slightly wrong line through here, do we? Yes we do, we run a little bit wide. Kimi Raikkonen pulls away a couple more car lengths, and now it's going to be tough for us to overtake in the last couple of corners, so we might have a bit of an attempt down into turn 1 if we are close enough, but we run a bit wide there. That's losing us another couple of car lengths, but we do close it in on the brakes. But that seems to be a place where we lose a lot of time to the AI through that corner there. And now through the penultimate corner here, we slightly miss it up, miss the apex, but it doesn't matter as much in the rainy conditions, because obviously you want to try and stay off the curbs because they probably will spin you out. But anyway, up to the start finish line once again. Have we closed down the gap to Kimi Raikkonen on the previous lap? It doesn't really look like it. The gap to Rosberg over 3 seconds at this point now, so he's pulling away. We set a decent lap time for ourselves in these rainy conditions, but now down this back straight here, we're definitely close enough to Kimi Raikkonen here for an overtake. Are we going to go for it? We duck to the inside. We're later on the brakes than Kimi Raikkonen. We move up into second place. Now, can we realistically close down Nico Rosberg? I don't know, but let's try our best to do so. We pulled away from the cars behind myself and Raikkonen, but now do I have the pace? Can I keep up with Nico Rosberg throughout this race? I really doubt it, but we'll see. Purple through the first sector, however, so maybe, just maybe, I mean, we lost a little bit of time to Rosberg, I suppose, through that first sector, but still, a decent first sector for us. Can we maintain it? Well, actually we do, because look, on the 6th lap of the race, we set a fast lap of the race. On the 7th lap, we set another fastest lap of the race. And guess what? On lap 8, we set another fastest lap of the race. We were really on a roll, but we weren't really catching Rosberg by that much, you can see, across the start-finish line until lap number 12, where we were just sort of closing him down quite a bit between lap 6 to 12. And then I made this big mistake, which pretty much throws away all of that hard work that I'd done up until that point. So that was disappointing, but we clawed it back. And now, can we go for a race win? It's really weird. I didn't really expect to have any pace on Legend difficulty in the rain in a Mercedes. I didn't think, and around Australia as well, where it's a track I haven't done that well in the past. I really didn't expect to have enough pace to keep up with Nico Rosberg here, but we've done it. We've had decent race pace here, and maybe it's making me think here, this could be a realistic chance of a title here. I know we're in the fastest car, racing as Lewis Hamilton, so you should be expecting a challenge for the championship anyway, but I was not as fast as the Legend AI on the last career mode. I mean, you can see I just held up a lot of people generally in the science career mode, if you saw that. I sort of held up a lot of people, and it didn't really work out as me being the faster driver. Just having a good first lap ended up how it was being. But in this career mode, it looks like I can have actually realistic races with the AI, which would be a lot more fun than just sort of getting in front of them and holding them up. Obviously, in some races I will, as I mentioned earlier, like Singapore, a track where I'm not very good at, I'm probably going to just hold them up there. But like tracks like Australia, ones, you know, maybe like Malaysia and even China, I might have a realistic chance of going for race wins. I mean, we're still not giving up on this race win here. We need a good run through this corner here, though. We completely mess it up, though, to be perfectly honest. We don't have a terrible run through there, I suppose, in comparison to Rosberg, but we could have done that so much better, and we could have been a lot closer to Rosberg down to this corner here, which is an overtaking place if you have got a good run. And at this point I was like, let's just try our best to get to this sort of first position here, but at this point I was like, we're never going to make it, are we here? I was going to brake incredibly late here. I wasn't going to go for a lunge here. I was just going to see whether we had enough traction out of this corner here to have a good run down this start-finish straight, but it wasn't to be. But I think, for me, one of my most fun races on F1 2015 offline is just the fact that I was racing with the AI, and I actually managed to close down the leader and have an interesting race, even though I was in a Mercedes, where you might think it was just going to be a boring race. So, yeah, this career mode might be a bit more interesting than you guys might have first thought when you clicked on it, because obviously we have pace on the AI in some parts of the track, and some tracks I'm sure will have a bit of an advantage, but others we won't. It's looking quite close. This legend difficulty on PC is about right for me. Anyway, here's the podium. Obviously, second place on the podium. Only, well, I don't know, like second or third time I think we've seen myself on the podium in one of my career modes. Obviously, we got it a couple of times when we had it on, I think, was it hard difficulty on? Or was it no, it was expert difficulty, wasn't it? When we had the start of the Carlos Sainz career mode when I wasn't doing very well, and then we decided to switch it up to legend, and obviously it made it a bit more interesting for you guys. But here we are. On the second step of the podium, we'll definitely be eyeing the top step of the podium in the next race. Is it Malaysia? I think it's Malaysia, or is it China? I can't remember. I always get confused about the start of the season, but you can see there, we had a good fastest lap as well. We had 4 tenths faster than Nico Rosberg, so I need to get qualifying sorted out, definitely, and then I need to sort out my race pace a little bit, make sure I don't get involved in carnage at turn 1, and then hopefully we can have an interesting race. Obviously, tyre wear will feature in the dry races as well. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Remember to go and enter the giveaway by following my Twitch and obviously leaving your comment down below. But anyway, it's been Axmad here. Goodbye.